President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. feels very happy about what he describes as a political reconciliation between him and former Vice President Leni Robredo, whom he met in Sorsogon. In his speech after signing the Academic Recovery and Accessible Learning Program in Malacanang on Friday, October 18, Marcos acknowledges Senate President Francis Escudero for facilitating the meeting between him and Robredo at an event in the province.
Senate President Cheese Escudero and who has taken a very important step towards political reconciliation yesterday. Well done. I'm so happy you did that.
Marcos was met by Robredo and former Senator Bam Aquino before the inauguration ceremony of the Sorsogon Sports Arena on October 17. The president shook hands with Robredo and Aquino. They were invited by Escudero to welcome the president in Sorsogon. It was the first time that Marcos and Robredo were seen in public together following their rivalry during the 2022 presidential elections. Senator Bongo files a resolution seeking to investigate former President Rodrigo Duterte's brutal and deadly drug campaign. Go files Senate Resolution number 1217 directing the Senate Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs led by Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa to conduct the investigation on the drug war. In a statement, Go, who is the vice chairman of the committee, says the objective of the investigation is to examine the conduct of the drug campaign in order to identify possible legislation that may address the drug menace in a more holistic manner. Go adds that the committee also wants to strengthen mechanisms of the drug campaign to prevent any violation of the law in the pursuit of criminals. Go was a former aide of former President Duterte, while De La Rosa, who stood as the first chief of the Philippine National Police under Duterte's administration, was the chief implementer of Oplan Tokhang. Despite concerns raised by some senators, Go emphasizes that the investigation on the drug war would be fair, noting that their objective is to protect the lives of Filipinos and to stop criminality and illegal drugs. Go earlier alleged that the investigations in the lower chamber on the drug war had provided an avenue to twist facts to undermine the anti-drug campaign. During the House Quad Panel's hearing on October 11, retired Police Colonel Reina Garma said Go allegedly coordinated with National Police Commission Commissioner Edilberto Leonardo in setting up a financial reward system for police officers for every killed suspect in the drug list. However, Go denied the allegation of Garma against him. Meanwhile, Senator Risa Ontiveros earlier proposed that a Senate Committee of the Whole should investigate Duterte's drug war instead of the Senate Panel on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs. Senate President Cheese Escudero also said that it would be better if Senators De La Rosa and Go will not lead the investigation to avoid allegations of partiality. Department of Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla says that no one will be spared from the government's investigation into the unresolved cases of extrajudicial killings, not even former President Rodrigo Duterte. Remulla met with the heads of the National Bureau of Investigation, retired Judge Jaime Santiago, and Philippine National Police Criminal Investigation and Detection Group Chief Brigadier General Nicolas Torre III to discuss the reopening of cold cases of extrajudicial killings. According to Remulla, he told the chiefs of NBI to share the information they have with each other, adding that they will have to call on the family of the victims to give their comments on this investigation. Remulla says that they are not letting go of the cold cases because the people cannot have peace unless they find justice. When asked if the investigation reaches Duterte, Remulla says that no one is sacred, emphasizing that a person must be punished if he has committed a crime. Talks of reviving old cases of extrajudicial killings came out following the hearings conducted by the House of Representatives Quad Committee. The hearings have identified ranking key officials from the Duterte administration to be involved in extrajudicial killings. Like Remulla, Torres says that if the evidence led them to Duterte, he would be included in the cases that will be filed. Duterte has been invited by the House Quad Committee, but he declined the invite. Senator Amy Marcos says Vice President Sara Duterte is remaining silent by taking a very low-profile lifestyle. In a forum on Thursday, October 17, Senator Marcos said the Vice President is keeping a low-profile lifestyle by staying silent, thinking, and meditating. The Senator's brother, President Bongbong Marcos, earlier took a swipe at the Vice President, saying that he felt deceived by the Vice President after Duterte publicly denied ever being friends with him despite their unity tandem in the 2022 elections. However, Senator Marcos said it is not her character to meddle with somebody else's conflict. According to Senator Marcos, the President and Vice President must resolve their own problems, adding that she should not be dragged into issues between the two. In the same interview, the senator was asked whether or not she would push for the reversion of the slashed budget of the Office of the Vice President. Marcos said the senators have yet to discuss the matter because Senate sessions are adjourned. However, Senator Marcos notes that she hates being a bully to the underdog. The Office of the Vice President says the House of Representatives Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability's probe into the budget and fund utilization of their office is unnecessary since it does not satisfy the requirement enshrined in the Constitution on inquiries in aid of legislation. In a statement, the Office of the Vice President says that although they recognize the power of the lower chamber to conduct an investigation in aid of legislation, they pointed out that the ongoing probe and the motu proprio inquiry lack clear legislative objectives or contemplated legislation that is expected as an outcome of the deliberations. It adds that the ongoing House inquiry against the Office of the Vice President cannot ensure that discussions would be germane to the subject matter right from the time of its referral and commencement of the deliberations. The Office of the Vice President likewise notes the attendance of Vice President Sara Duterte in the probe conducted by the panel last September 18, adding that their office sent a response letter to the committee's invitation to the September 25 hearing, which states the reasons why the office will not be attending. The OVP likewise reasons out that their office was being cautious in discussing issues already pending before the Supreme Court since they might violate the rule on sub judice, restricting comments and disclosures pertaining to judicial proceedings. The Office of the Vice President argues that if the House panel chaired by Manila 3rd District Representative Joel Chua continues to conduct its own inquiry of issues already pending before the court, it will only create the possibility of conflict between the findings of a legislative committee and the judgment of a judicial tribunal. The Office of the Vice President also says that the allegations made by Manila's 2nd District Representative Rolando Valeriano in his privileged speech, which prompted the investigations, may be validated by the reports of the Commission on Audit, which audits government offices regularly. In 2022, a report from the Commission on Audit revealed that the Office of the Vice President had an additional allotment of 125 million pesos for confidential expenses during the second semester of the same year. However, ACT Teachers Representative Franz Castro pointed out that the Office of the Vice President had no such allocation in the 2022 General Appropriations Act, adding that its transfer was illegal. The Pasig City Regional Trial Court denies the request of Kingdom of Jesus Christ founder Pastor Apollo Quiboloy for hospital arrest. In September, Quiboloy filed a petition to the court saying that he has an existing medical condition that would warrant a stay in a hospital for monitoring, pending his trial for qualified human trafficking. In an interview, Quiboloy's lawyer, Attorney Israelito Torion, explains that the court clarified that if there is really a need for a medical checkup, the Philippine National Police General Hospital can very well accommodate Quiboloy. According to Torion, there is a big difference between a hospital arrest and a hospital examination, adding that if there is a need for confinement, the court told their camp that they can coordinate with the warden. Quiboloy is currently detained at the PNP Custodial Center in Camp Crame. Torion said they will still file a motion asking the court to reconsider its decision. Meanwhile, Department of Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla says it would be up to the court to decide on Quiboloy's plea for hospital arrest. Pasig RTC Branch 159 Acting Presiding Judge Imelda Estacio Montesa earlier directed the PNP to conduct medical assessment on Quiboloy and co-accused Ingrid Canada, who also sought hospital detention. Quiboloy, Canada, and 3 other Kingdom of Jesus Christ associates, Crescente Canada, Jacqueline Roy, and Sylvia Semañez are all facing a qualified human trafficking charge before the Pasig RTC.